Hey folks, ever wonder why South Africa's economy is collapsing? Look no further than state-owned piggy banks. State-owned enterprises or parastatals. Inept, corrupt, inefficient, and often ineffective parasites that undermine the private sector, hamper job creation, and enrich patronage networks. In the African National Congress's transformation paradise of South Africa, these parasites are everywhere. South African Airways, Transnet, Airports Company South Africa, and so on. Now, one such illustrious and successful company was Denel, the arms manufacturer that designed and produced world-class weapon systems like the Rooivalk attack helicopter and the G6 self-propelled howitzer. Sadly, those days of cutting-edge research, profitability, and world-class standards for excellence have gone the way of the dodo bird and the ANC credibility. Right out the window. The effectively bankrupt state arms manufacturer is now facing a lawsuit in Florida for millions of dollars from U.S. firm Draken International. Draken is a private air combat training group which lays claim to being the world's largest operator of ex-military aircraft. Draken has over 150 tactical fighter aircraft incorporating modern fourth-generation capabilities for use as adversarial training environments with the likes of Top Gun school and other air training scenarios. Now, in this lawsuit, Draken claims that Denel failed to deliver 9 of the 12 Cheetah fighter jets it ordered back in 2017. Draken is seeking at least 125 million rand in damages. In this civil complaint filed on August 19th of 2025, the Blackstone-owned Draken demanded a $7.1 million refund. That's 126 million rand, plus additional damages and interest. Now, the original deal, which has since been modified at least twice owing to Denel's failures, was signed on the 31st of October 2017 for $29.2 million, 517 million rand. In the original agreement, Denel was supposed to deliver 12 Cheetah aircraft in operating condition, phased over a 24-month delivery schedule. In December 2017, Draken made a good faith deposit of $500,000 or 8.8 million rand. They also paid the corrupt parastatal a $9 million advance payment in March of 2018, despite having received no aircraft at that stage. It was a good faith gesture on the part of Draken. That's 159 million rand. The deal announced back in December 2017 was for 9 Cheetah Charlie model jets and 3 dual-seat Cheetah Delta planes. The Cheetah, used extensively in Angola, is a South African fighter jet locally developed in the 1980s as a variant of the French Mirage 3. The South African Air Force retired its Cheetahs after the now infamous corruption-laden arms deal to secure 24 Saab Gripen fighter jets from Sweden in the early part of the century. Although Denel was under contract to deliver the Cheetahs in airworthy condition and fitted with specific ejection seats, it did not deliver even one functional aircraft, while pocketing nearly $13 million or 227 million rand. Many independent observers would say that that constitutes fraud on the part of Denel. In the Florida lawsuit, Draken claims between October 2017 and September 2020, Denel delivered only 2 aircraft, neither of which was delivered on time or in an airworthy condition. In response to the suit, Denel released the following statement. Denel will be opposing the matter and will shortly file its legal notices with the court. While matter is before the courts, Denel will not provide any comments on the merits and demerits thereof. However, Denel wishes to assure all stakeholders that it remains committed to fulfilling its contractual obligations, strengthening its operational performance, and ensure the long-term sustainability of the business. How would you like that job, being the spokesperson for such an inept organization? At this stage, Denel is little more than a shell of a company living off government handouts. Denel has not even published a financial statement since the 2019-2020 financial year, when it was technically declared bankrupt and reported a loss of nearly 2 billion rand. Things are so bad that Denel was unable to even pay salaries or issue its employee tax certificates back in 2022. Consequently, Trade Union Solidarity obtained a court order to seize some of their assets and auction them off to pay 90 million in outstanding salaries. In a desperate effort to save Denel, the late former Public Enterprise Minister Pravin Gordhan approved a 9 billion rand bailout over a 5-year period for the state-owned dinosaur. Gee, that was a sound investment. No? Not. Kanana Hunter ran an op-ed yesterday in News 24 complaining about conspiracy seeking to undermine South Africa's reputation, to tarnish it. I scoff at the suggestion there's anyone outside South Africa or inside South Africa trying to make the country look bad. It's the ANC's incompetence and corruption that are the culprits, not other actors. That's why South Africa looks bad to the world. Now, there's a reason there's no trade delegation in Washington working on 30% tariff, no ambassador resident in Washington, D.C., no GDP growth in South Africa, and many other failures. And it's not Donald Trump or Elon Musk. The reason is the African National Congress is not a political party as much as a racketeering organization. No? Is that a fair assessment? Or is it just hyperbole? As I've stated over and over for the past 18 months, the United States is not happy with the African National Congress-led government for a host of reasons. The Draken lawsuit is just the latest example of ANC incompetence that annoys Washington. And this once again makes the argument I've made for a long time that state-owned enterprises are disastrous. They undermine entrepreneurialism, they undermine investment, they undermine job creation by allowing those politically connected to have access to what should be private enterprises. You undermine things. Now, some will argue with me and say that I look under the National Party, Sassol and Denel and Arms Corps work perfectly fine. True. It's a very different political situation. South Africa had no choice but to create these parastatals because international sanctions and arms embargoes, very little option. That's not the world we live in today. There are no arms embargoes. There are no international sanctions against South Africa. A private sector that's robust is what South Africa needs for job creation and for the health of the economy, not state-owned patronage networks, which is what these things are. Nothing more than corrupt enterprises to enrich the favored class of caterers. Nothing more. So yet another reason why Washington is annoyed with the ANC-led government in South Africa. And it's not because of solidarity. It's not because of Emma Powell. It's not because of Andrew Whitfield. It's not because of the Freedom Front Plus. It's not because of AfriForum. It's because of the ANC. You made this mess. You need to lie in it. Start telling the truth. Another once proud enterprise is brought to its knees by ANC, kleptocracy, corruption, ineptitude, and arrogance. What say you, South Africa, Mzansi? What do you have to say about this? Cheers.